Today, we begin editing the Botanic Gardens run video for the Singapore front runners. Now, today, the video is going to be a bit different from my previous videos. Today, we are shooting on a new camera that I just bought, the Insta360 X6. That's different from the previous videos which were done on the Insta360 X5. And what's important is that we are shooting now in the log profile. I'll explain log profile in a while, but more details about log profile can be found in my earlier videos. In the past two videos, I've been talking a lot about log profile. So today we are actually editing a real video based on the Insta360 iLog profile. Now, let me begin by running through a screencast of what I did earlier on to export the videos into YouTube and also for Final Cut Pro. Now, we are not looking at the videos that were copied from the Insta360 X6 camera inside the SD card. Just like X5, it's got a bunch of files in there. The VID files are the huge files that contain the video data. LRV are the low resolution proxy. Let's go into Insta360 Studio. Now, we're going to export two versions of the videos. Let's go and create a new project. Okay. We're going to do a 2x1 360-degree panoramic video. Make sure we match the frame rate, which is 50 frames a second. And then we add the files into Insta360 Studio. We will choose only the VID files. So we sort by name and we choose the VID files. We're going to export two versions of the files. The first version is that we're going to have individual MP4 files. Each of these VID files will be transformed into an individual VID file, MP4 file that we edit with Final Cut Pro. Then we will export a second version that is a long concatenated video with everything inside it, one single huge MP4 file that we upload to YouTube as the 360-degree viewing experience. Let's begin by dumping out individual MP4 files for each VID file that we saw earlier on. Now we're going to import everything into Insta360 Studio, and something will look quite surprising, and it will look quite different from the earlier videos. Let me explain why. There you go. Okay, so now we see all the videos here. Yep, and we'll drag all of them in the correct sequence into the timeline. This is because we are going to export all of them as individual files in the same sequence that it appeared on our Insta360 camera. We're going to zoom in to take a look. Notice that the video is desaturated. It's desaturated, no contrast, nothing. This is because we are now shooting in the log format. Log means logarithm format. It will capture the colors within using a logarithmic scale. That means you can capture more bright colors and more dark colors. Everything will look saturated right now. Everything will look a bit weird and off right now, but we're going to do color adjustment later. Now, right now, I'm going through the whole list to make sure that all the sequence numbers are correct. VID 24, 25, 26, 27, all the way up to VID 73. This is just to make sure that all the files were added to a timeline in the right sequence, because otherwise, it will look quite awful when we upload it to YouTube. There'll be missing clips in the timeline. Now, we're going to finish this soon. Once it's done, two things we'll do. We'll export this into individual MP4 files. Each of these VID files will go into its own MP4 file. This is because we will edit the 360-degree videos, individual MP4 files, by importing them into Final Cut Pro. That's why we need the individual MP4 files. Then we're going to export everything as one huge MP4 file with everything in it in this timeline. This will be uploaded to YouTube as the 360-degree viewing experience. Everything seems okay. We're just going to export now. So we'll hit the export button. Notice that the video is so desaturated. Well, this is the log format. That's okay. We're going to edit the Final Cut Pro in log format, and we're going to do some color adjustment there. Export as multiple clips. We'll call it Botanic Gardens as the prefix. Resolution is 8K. frame rate is now 50 frames per second. This is an improvement from the 30 frames per second on the old camera. We are using Rec 709 10-bit. Rec 709 is recommendation 709 from the Inter-Telecommunication Union radio telecommunication specification. It means that this is how we represent the colors in 10-bit. Now it will start exporting all the clips. We'll let it run. But for now, we will also add in another export job, which is to export everything into one single MP4 file that we will upload to YouTube. To do that, we will first do the color grading. Right now, it's very pale and ugly. If we upload this to YouTube, it won't look nice. So therefore, for the sake of YouTube, we will do our own color adjustment here within Insta360 Studio. There's an imaging button on the right side. We'll click imaging. Now, there are a lot of options in there. The one that we use is called LUT, lookup table. So lookup table will allow us to, do a color lookup to map the awful colors that you see here into the proper colors that our eyes prefer, right? There are lots of settings here in Insta360 Studio. We won't touch it for now. All we need right now is the LUT, lookup table. Once we turn it on, it will change. It will look nice, but it takes a while to take effect. The files are huge. Insta360 is now grinding through our files, trying to convert it into the right colors. Let's give it a bit of time. In a while, it will appear right. Right now, it's still desaturated. It's still looking like the profile format. Remember, the profile format is the format that computers and editing software prefer because it has more detail inside. It's got representing more bright colors, more dark colors, but it's different from what our eyes prefer. Our eyes prefer a nice contrast image with lots of saturated colors. However, that loses information because some of the whites and some everything might be squashed. Now back up a bit. What we did just now was that we selected we now we want to propagate the LUT command to the other clips. There are lots of clips in there. To do that, we had to support. We had to click a right click. Okay. Then we selected a copy attributes. Once we copy the attributes, we're going to paste it. So what we do now is we press Ctrl A to select everything in the timeline. Then we right click, paste attributes. We will see that there is a LUT, a lookup table that is selected up there, up. LUT. Yeah, turn on. Yep. Then apply in batches. This will apply the LUT setting that we have applied for the first clip to everything. There you go. The color comes back. So now this is the color grading that is done. It looks very nice. Just to make sure that everything is color graded. We're going through every clip now. You can see that the LUT setting is not enabled. Now there's a problem with this color grading. You can see that it's quite dark. We're going to do some adjustments to the exposure. It kind of makes sense. I mean, with when we're shooting in log mode, cameras will tend to prefer a lower exposure. This is so that we can capture more of the shadows and more of the more of the bright lights. It's possible that by default the Insta360 X6 camera will use a lower exposure value, lower exposure to make it darker to capture more detail. But now we're going to export to YouTube, so we're going to make it look nicer. We're going to adjust the exposure in a while. Yeah, this is the gamma exposure, by the way. So we are going into exposure, adjust. Now, adjust. Yep. We're going to enable the adjustment and we're going to change the exposure. We're going to bump it up. You can see that as we increase the exposure, it looks better, but not too much. Otherwise, everything will become too washed out, too white. We probably expose it to, say, 28. Because 28 seems to be the right value that doesn't crush all the white values. Yeah, but in general, 360 degrees are video is quite hard to color grade because everything is so. It's a white view, and in a white view there'll be some places where the sun is bright, and there's some places where there's no sun at all. So therefore, it's quite tricky to color grade a 360-degree video in general. But anyway, let's copy the setting over. So now we're going to select copy attributes because we're going to copy over the exposure setting to the other clips. We say copy attributes, select everything, Control A, then right click, paste attributes. Then look for the exposure, make sure that everything is all selected. Exposure should be enabled. So there you go. Adjust exposure 28. That's what we want for all the clips. So now everything is properly exposed. It's now brighter because we have just set the exposure value to 28. Click on imaging or any other clip and you can see that the exposure is now 28, which is good. Yeah. So now everything is brighter. It will look better on YouTube. But in general, it's going to be tricky because some parts of this 360 video are bright, some parts of it are dark, depending on which way you're facing the sun. We're talking about within a single clip. We will have an easier time doing this color correction in Final Cut Pro because we're going to frame it to fit a vertical 4K format. We're looking only at specific parts. That makes it easier for us to do the color adjustment. To do a color adjustment for an entire 360-degree clip is quite hard. Yeah. So we're ready to export. Just click export. Now we are going to export as one single clip. We will select export mode, single clip, rename the file name to long because it's one long video. Again, select 8K resolution, 50 frames per second, bump up to the max for bitrate, color space is 10-bit, rec 709. Export. Yeah, there you go. And now we have two jobs, which actually took a few hours to run. It's going to generate like 51 gigs of files. So to 51 gigs for individual clips, 51 gigs for the huge long file. It took me a few hours to complete this, maybe like 5-6 hours. So yeah, it takes a while. Yeah. Okay, so let's move on. So we have exported all the files, yes. But the trouble with the way that the files are exported is that it will create files that have that are named Botanic Gardens Clip 1 to 59. Yeah. How do we get this list of file names? Is that we went into a command line. We went to our folder, then we did an ls. Then we can see that ls minus RT pipe to cat, we get this bunch of files. RT is to sort by time. So we can see that it's Botanic Gardens clip 1 all the way to clip 59. This is not ideal for us because we want to preserve the date timestamp. The original files have date timestamp. If you go all the way up here, you can see that the VID files we saw earlier on have a date and timestamp. So why don't we preserve the date timestamp? That's why we use this Google Sheet. We went and terminal. Then we just selected this whole bunch of files. Right click copy. Then we did a right click paste. And then we did a data split by column underscore. Yeah, separator custom underscore. This will give us a split like this. Then again, we copy and pasted our clips from clip 1 to clip 59. How we got that was that we went into here, this folder, with the generated files from Insta360 Studio, do a ls minus RT, which is sort by time. Then pipe to cat, you get this whole list of files and just copy and paste, copy this whole thing and paste it here. That's how we get clip 1 to clip 59. Then we use a magic formula in Google Sheets. This is our desired file name. Our desired file name has got Botanic Gardens, but it also combines the date and the timestamp. And it's missing a 0 in front. So we add a 0 in front, and then we take only the last 6 characters because a timestamp should never have more than 6 characters. And it's called MP4, right? Then finally, we do a rename command, which is MB, right? MB will rename a file name from this to this. Now we have a list of commands to do a rename. I will just right click, then copy. And then I head back to my terminal and do a, just paste. And once I paste it, that's it. Everything will be properly renamed as this. So these are the file names that we want. Okay, so we have all these file names now. We can start editing, right? We will head into our video editor, Final Cut Pro. Now I'm going to clean up a bit. We'll talk about the video scope later. Let me just view video scope turn off. Okay. Notice that, okay, then we imported the files. So we just did an import, which is just click the import button, import media, and then we selected the files. Make sure that we leave them in place. We do not want them to be copied into our folder. Other things that we set also is that the library folders, we pointed the media, the cache, and backups into our own folder, so they don't overload the library folder. Okay. Let me just turn off notifications for now. Okay, good. Now, then we imported the videos and I grouped them into different events. So I just right-click, new events. The events I created are start. So this is starting of the video where when we arrive at Botanic Gardens MRT, followed by the warm-up. So this is where we start the warming up, right? Then we have two types of running. There's a run with group. That means we can see other people in the running videos. Then we also have a run alone, which is by myself, right? So these are not so important. These are more scenery shots, more like a B-roll that we can use to fill up the time. But more important is the run group. We want to show other runners in the group, and this is where we capture them, right? After the run, we have a cool down. So this is the cool down exercise that we did for our runners, followed by a picnic. We had a picnic at Botanic Gardens, which was quite nice. A lot of food, too much food, in fact. Now, okay, so this is the first time that editing, doing a serious edit of videos in the log profile that were captured from the Insta360 X6 format. That's why everything is so desaturated. So I believe this is although it looks ugly, but it's technically the better thing because it captures more of the shadows and captures more of the bright lights. And yeah, so it looks awful, but it's actually technically superior. One way to prove that it's actually good is that we do a view video scope. Video scope will tell us okay, luma means the brightness, right? Ideally, the luma should be between 0 to 100, okay? And this video fulfills that brightness. So you can see that this is a 360-degree video. The sun is here, right? So it's like dark, 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 then bright, then dark, dark, dark. And you can see the luma values is coming dark, 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 then bright, then dark, dark. The values are very well spread between 0 to 100, which is good. It means that our camera is perfectly capturing all the different kinds of brightness levels from very dark to very bright. And there's some leeway. So between 84 and 100, there are no values. It means that our camera is actually capable of capturing very bright colors. Really good. I mean, if maybe today's sun was a bit cloudy, and it was partially obscured and it's not very bright, but maybe on a really bright, clear day, we should expect the luma to go up to 100, right? And it's a very bright area. We don't have any dark shadows, so that's why we didn't hit anything that's 0. But it means that what we're seeing here is that our camera is potentially able to do a capture of very low light, from 12 to 0 luma. Yeah, so we'll be watching closely this luma. As we do color correction, we want to make sure that everything falls between 0 to 100. Anything that exceeds 100 is bad because it means that the bright colors are being crushed into whites. Anything below 0 is bad because it means that the dark colors are being crushed into black. Ideally, everything should go between 0 to 100. It should never go beyond 100. It should never go below 0. One way to help us do this kind of this kind of warning, this kind of caution is that we should do a view range check luma. If any of the values are too bright or too dark, it will show as a crosshatch, a zebra animation, so that we will see certain parts of the video moving. Yeah, so this is a good way to check whether we are crushing our whites too white or crushing our blacks too black. Yeah. Okay, so enough about luma for now. We'll just hide it. Okay. We'll just hide the luma scope, video scope. Now we head back to this editing. Okay, so I'm thinking that you know, for the sake of my viewers and to make the editing a bit clearer, I'm going to temporarily adjust the colors. Remember that just now in Insta360 we use the LUT command, the LUT setting. This is a lookup table. It will convert this awful looking picture into a proper picture that our eyes prefer. There's a shortcut way to do it. The shortcut way to do it is that okay, I have my clips separated into all events, right? So now I want to access all my clips to apply the LOT setting. I can do smart collections or video. So these are all the video clips across all my folders. I can press Control A, or actually, you know, Apple Cloverleaf A. Now all the clips are selected, right? Are they? Okay, good. Now I can do a adjustment on the LUT. If you click, by default, it'll be this thing, the video properties. But if I click on the info inspector, I can see a camera LUT feature, right? I will, what I'll do is that I will do a select the X6 iLog to Rec 709 BT1886 S65. How did I get this? I click add custom LUT the very first time. And where did I get the LUTs? I downloaded it from the Insta360 website. So there's a Insta360 website. There's a LUT page where you can download the lookup tables for Insta360. Then once I downloaded it, you'll see a whole bunch of um, um, of mappings, the lookup tables. They are in a .cube format, which is actually a text format. You see several lookup translations. Notice that there's Rec 709 and Rec 2020. We are using Rec 709 because this is the preferred format for Instagram. They don't support Rec 2020 yet, and they may do some kind of color correction, which will mess things up. And we will choose S65 because X65 has got more detail, is a better way to do translation. Once we do that, then we can select, then it will appear as okay, let's go again here, right? Then okay, sorry, let's do a Control A again. Inspector, camera LOT, then it will now appear as custom camera, S60 iLog to Rec 709, this recommendation 709, S65. Select that. And miraculously, everything will look nice. See, there you go. It will look nice for now. And also, if you look at the video scope, it's fantastic. It'll tell you that our color ranges are falling quite well between 0 to 100. So this is good. Okay. Yeah, we're lucky that the mapping was able to create a high contrast image that, you know, spreads the contrast values from 0 to 100. And this is good for the eyes. Yeah. Right. But the problem with this is that okay, so a lot of YouTubers you've seen for Final Cut Pro, they will say that this is not good. The reason it's not good is that later on we might want to do some color correction, some color adjustment. Maybe want to make the colors more saturated, the greens more green. If we do this, it's the wrong sequence. We want to apply the color adjustments before the lookup table, your LUT, because remember the LUT will map the colors into, you know, into this visible format that our eyes prefer. But there is a chance that very dark shadows will be crushed to black, very bright lights will be crushed to white. It will lose detail. Therefore, any kind of color adjustments that you want to do, whether to make it more saturated, make it more nicer looking, it should be applied to the original video, the original log profile before applying the LUT. Yeah. Therefore, what they recommend is that the camera LUT we should set to none. Then after that, you can drag the custom LUT effect into our video clip, and then select our LUT, our lookup table for the Insta360 X6 into that clip. Then it will work correctly. Okay, so when I go to the step where we do color correction, I'll explain this. But for now, you know, because we are editing the video and we want everything to look nice, I'm going to do a camera LUT. This is a shortcut. I will just edit everything nicely first. Then later on, I'll go back and do color correction. So in later, I might backtrack and then set the camera LUT to none. Then after that, drag the custom LUT into our video, and then set the custom LUT there. Then this will happen in a later stage when we do color correction. I'll show you later. But for now, let's start editing our video. Okay, firstly, we're going to create our video is going to be in this events that we created called Reel 1. We have Reel 1 and Reel 2. Reel 1 will be the first Instagram reel that has got the warm-up and the running sequence. Reel 2 will be focusing more on the picnic after, the cool down and the picnic. Let's start editing our Reel 1. Firstly, I need to set up the right format. It's vertical 4K format that we're going to put it into YouTube, right? Okay, let me hide this for now. How do we set the format? I'm going to use a template I've created earlier. What I've done is that I've earlier created a video that I exported from Insta360 Studio in the vertical 4K format. I'm not going to use those settings because when you export from Insta360 Studio, it has the right settings. It has the right resolution, 4K, and it has the right frame rate, 50 frames per second. Therefore, I'm using that as a template. To do that, I'm going to import into here, import media. Then I'm going to select my template video, which is called 4K. Yeah, there you go. Vertical 4K 50 frames per second. Yeah, this is a video that I created earlier. I'm just going to create this. Yeah. Then I will create a new project based on this. New project. We'll just call it Reel 1. So now you can see that it's following the same template. Vertical 4K 50 frames per second, stereo 48 kilohertz. Then click OK. Now that we are done, I can just delete this. I don't need this. Delete. And I don't need this. Right click. Right click. Move to trash. Okay, gone. Yeah. So now we have a Reel 1 video that we're ready to edit. Okay. Let's talk about the structure of the video. We're going to start with the start point at the Botanic Gardens MRT where people are gathering. We'll do a warm-up, then we'll do running, probably running with a group, then running alone to show the scenery. Then we'll finish up with the end of the run, with people at the finishing point. So let's pick a video for our start point. We'll go in here. Now we are going to do a selection of a part of the video. So we have we have a few videos in here. Okay, maybe I'll select one that's got more people in it. Okay, this is already walking towards the start point, so we should save it for later. This is now okay. I will change this inspector. So notice that the colors are quite dark. That's why we need to do a color adjustment later. I will probably bump up the exposure, the gamma value. We saw early on in Insta360 Studio, we had to change the gamma value, increase it by 28, right? We might do the same thing here in Final Cut Pro because some of these things are quite dark. In fact, let me do a quick check with the video scope to see what it looks like. Okay, it's quite interesting. So now that okay, yeah, so we do have a lot of dark colors, but yeah, so you can see that this spot is quite high because of the sun here. But I'm thinking we still got some room to increase exposure. If the sun gets too white, crushed into white, maybe that's okay. But yeah, we'll adjust this later. Right? Okay, let's close the video scope for now. Okay, let's pick a chunk of video from the center. Maybe a few seconds. 5 seconds? Yeah. Yeah, this is a bit odd. Somehow it won't let me scrub. But anyway, I can do this instead. So I'm gonna pick the middle part of this. Okay, fine. I'm just going to drag it into the timeline here. Replace. I'm going to take only 5 seconds of this. 5. No, that's 8 frames. Sorry. 5 seconds is here. Okay, fine. Now you can see that we need to reframe it, and also it looks quite dark. But we'll do the color correction later. Notice that it has also showed a very helpful orange bar. It tells you that this part of the video is being used. To show the orange bar, we do a view, browser, used media ranges. This is the setting that we use to show the orange bar. Right. Now, let's do the reframing. We need to point it to. So this is coming from a 360-degree video. We need to point it to the right direction for our vertical video. Therefore, I will change the orientation. My default settings for orientation are to tilt 25 so that we won't see my finger. Okay, somehow am I doing it right? Okay, let's click here again. Tilt to 25. The field of view normally is 150. Okay, yeah, good. Okay, this is good because okay, to make this more interesting, we're going to stack 3 videos on top. So it's going to be a 3-way split. To do that, we need to make sure that the people are at the bottom third of the screen. Okay, I think we are roughly at the bottom third. We can just do more adjustment later, but this looks okay. But to be safe, maybe I'll tilt a bit more. Mm. Okay. Let me pan the video to show something more interesting. Let me see. Is there a better view? Yeah, some parts are more interesting. Okay, what I could do is I could increase the field of view so I can see more people, but not too much because then my head and the black bars will appear. Now that I've seen it, I can do a pan. Okay, I can do a tilt to fit everything into a lower third of the frame. Okay, this is good. So this will be one part of my the stacking, right? I will do 2 more frames. So this will be a 3-way stack. I'm going to use the LenoFX template for doing a 3-way split, 3-way stack. Now I'm just going here to click to select another clip. So this is the earlier one that's got maybe fewer people, but it might be interesting also. I'm just going to pick a few seconds of it. 5 seconds. Okay, 5 seconds. I'm going to drag it into here. Okay, let's do the reframing. So the easy way to do this is I'll just copy the properties over. I'll just Control C. Then I'm going to do a right click, paste, not here, but it's in edit, paste attributes. Then it's going to copy over the orientation, which has got my framing properties. Okay, good. So now we can see that it's framing correctly, yes, but it's pointing the wrong way. Let's pan it to face interesting parts. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, just like it's a bit dark. So that's why we need to do color adjustment later. We need to remove the camera LUT from the clip itself. Then we'll need to do the, we'll need to drag, the custom LUT into our clip and then do the adjustment there. Okay, so this is good. Everything is fitting to the bottom third of the frame. We can keep this. This is a 3-way split. Remember, we're going to do 1 more frame for the 3-way split. We'll take again the earlier frame, the earlier part. I'm going to take the middle 5 seconds. Okay, 507, drag it in. Let's do a snip. Okay, I'm going to do the reframing again. Just edit paste attributes because we just done the orientation setting earlier on, and we just paste. Okay, and let's do the panning to frame it correctly and see people. This shot is not very interesting because it's got people looking at phones. What other shots do we have? Nope, this is not that interesting either. Yeah, this is tricky. Okay, one way I can do this is that I can copy and paste one of these clips and make it point in a different direction. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to copy it, Control C. Then I'm going to paste it, Control V. No, I can't do that. And then paste it somewhere else first, and then move it up. Control minus to zoom out. Then I'm going to zoom it up there. I don't need this space. Just change duration to 0. Okay. Now I have this third clip, but it's pointing exactly the same thing as the lower clip. I'm going to point it somewhere else. So I'm going to point the direction. Pan to somewhere else. Where else? Okay, fine. Let's pan it to this direction. Okay, so now I have 3 clips. I'm ready to stack them into a 3-way split screen. To do that, I'm going to use LenoFX. LenoFX is a template that I bought from LenoFX. It has a template called LenoFX Reuse that will do the 3-way stack. The one we're looking for is called a split screen 3.1. Yeah, there you go. It's a 3-way split, right? I'm going to drag it into my timeline here. How this split screen works is that it has got if you go into this T text properties, you can see there's a drop zone 1, 2, and 3. So what I need to do is to drag my clips into the properties for this. Okay, just drag 1, 2, and 3. However, right now it's okay. The problem we have here right now is that we have done some reframing. The reframing will only work as a compound clip. It will not work if I just drag this thing into the drop zone. Therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create 3 compound clips that has got the split screen parts that we want. Right click, new compound clip. Let's call it start 1. Then this we'll call it start 2. Then we have start 3. Okay, so now we can populate our compound clip, our split screen. We can see in our reel that we have start 1, start 2, start 3, right? So now I can drag it. Start 1 goes into here. Start 2 goes into here. Notice that as I drag, it will start populating the views, the frames, and here. Now, everything is pointing to the sky. So I need to do some adjustments here. Let me do some minor tweaks. Okay, heading back to Final Cut Pro, I'm going to change the Y values. Firstly, let's do the top frame. I'm going to adjust the Y value to make it like this. Okay, not too much. That I'm going to adjust the Y value for the center frame. Okay, move. Okay. Yeah, so quite dark. We'll do the color adjustment later. Then I'm going to do the Y for this. This is actually brighter and nicer. Yeah, although Andrew appears twice, it's a bit strange. Okay, we'll fix this later, but I mean, it's a bit weird to see Andrew twice. Okay. Andrew and Jessica are both in the frames. But anyway, so one thing I also do is that I will take out the built-in and the built-out. So by right, it will do some animation. See, there's a built-in animation that zooms in. Then after that, it builds out. I don't want that. I just want to start my video with this. Then that's why I'm taking this out. Okay. One thing that I will eventually need is a title for this video. Okay, we're going to do title a bit differently. Let's pick a title format. I'm going to look inside LenoFX again. So I bought the Absolute Pack that's got lots of interesting titles. Okay, do I want to try isometric? So this time we're going to do something a bit more okay, we could use this. Okay, it's kind of nice and round. So let's use this title. So I'll just drag this into a timeline. Let's again make it 5 seconds. Okay, let's change our title. So okay, it's gonna block our faces, but so the thing I learned about the Instagram is that the bottom part, like the bottom quarter, bottom third, will have Instagram titles blocking it. So a lot of content here will not be visible. And then there's something stuff on the right side. There's some stuff on the top. So we should put titles, within the middle 2/3, the middle third of the title of our screen. Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna put Singapore frontrunners. Okay, in lower caps so that it's a bit edgy. No, don't do that. Singapore. Ah, Singapore. No, don't do that. And we're going to change the bottom text to Botanic Gardens. Okay, let's fix the black bar. Maybe I could move this up because yeah, maybe it's okay because the Andrew is getting shown twice, so maybe it's okay to leave Andrew behind the title. Okay, because otherwise it'll look a bit asymmetric. Okay, now I'm going to fix let's see whether I can fix the black bar to make it a bit wider. Phew, where is the okay? There's a Y scale here. If I change this, there you go. Okay, this looks kind of nice. What if I drag this up or drag this down? Center. Okay, maybe we'll keep it in center for now. Let's see the animation. So it will do this nice animation. This is okay, quite cool. Okay, one thing I can do is that the Singapore frontrunners is a bit the line spacing is not quite right. Let's do things a bit tighter and nicer. Singapore frontrunners, we need to change the line spacing. I hope you allow us. Line spacing, line spacing. Oh dear, where is the line spacing? Size is 50%. Font, size, color, position. Strange. There's no line spacing. Okay, I guess this is the best we can do now. Uh, let's see. So it animates in like this. Okay, that's good. So we have the title sequence. It's going to show people. The contrast is a bit off. The exposure is a bit off. I need to do the color correction later on and also manipulate the LUT settings so that it looks better here. For now, I'm just using the default camera LUT, which as you can see, it doesn't quite understand our requirements. 360 degree video is complicated. It's a wide video. It covers 360 degree all around us, and then some parts are bright, some parts are dark. It just happens that this part is dark, so that's why it's not giving the right exposure. We will do that tweaking in the end. Okay, when we got all the content up. All right. One thing I forgot to do is that the proper workflow is that we're going to put in the music first before we start editing any video. I've forgotten that part. The music I've created is this thing called Runaway. It's a new song by Cascade EDM. How I did that was that let me go into music. I have a project called Runaway. I created this piece of music, by doing a stem splitting in Logic Pro. So Logic Pro will helpfully do a split of all the beats in the music. Yeah. So sorry, not the beats in music. All the different parts of the music, the vocals and all that. I can show you when I zoom in here. You see this? So it will split the vocals, the bass, the drums, everything into different pieces. Then I extracted part of the vocals. You can see that I manipulated the volume. I faded out part of the vocals before the chorus. I kept most of the chorus in. Then I fade out as we go into the verse. So when you play back the music, it sounds like this. Why did we choose that piece of music? Our Instagram reel is only 30 seconds long. That's why we picked the most interesting part of the music, the 30-second segment of it, which is the chorus. If you remember, just now we tuned out the vocals before the chorus, so the original part has got no vocals, and then the vocals come in for the chorus. Then for the verse, we also tune out the vocals. Okay, then we did some more tweaks. What we did was that we created a compound clip, and then we did a speed up. If we look at the retime editor, we can see that. Okay, let's do one level up here. Show a retime editor. Yeah, so the one thing that was helpful, let me head back here, is that Final Cut Pro will do beat detection. This is nice because I can now see all the beats of the music, and I know where the chorus is and where it starts, where it ends, and where the verse begins. See this dark line here? It's quite precise. It knows that this part is like a pre-chorus, and this is this section belongs to the chorus. We have then we have the faint vertical lines that represent the musical bars of the music. One bar contains 4 musical beats, which are represented by the faint dash lines. Yeah, so everything's all nicely spaced out, and we know where to begin the song and when to end the song for our clip. And that's the magic of beat detection. Yeah. Now, heading back here, we did a speed up. If we show the retime editor here, retime editor, you can see that we sped up by 10%. So this speed up, this whole actual speed is 110%. And here is the clip that is sped up by 10%. Okay, when we speed up the music by 10%, we actually get more of the music inside the 30-second clip. In fact, the verse comes in at around 40 seconds. So we could, in theory, go up to 40 seconds. Yeah. And that's why we speed up by 10%, so we can fit more of the music into that 30-second piece of video that we have. Now, then the next step I did was to export this project as an MP4 file. So I will do a file share, Apple devices 4K. That will give us a MP4 file that I will import into my project as this runaway. Why do we do this? That's because I want to do the beat detection. And the beat detection only works for MP4. It will not work with a compound clip or a project. That's why I have to export it out and bring it in. Yeah, it's a bit cumbersome, but it works. So now I will bring this audio into our project. Let's open our project now. I will just simply drag this into our thing. Now I can do beat detection. I can click on this clip. I can say beat detection. Oh, okay, fine. And this is going to be very helpful. As we edit our video, we want to make sure that everything falls into the beats. So everything is not going to be exactly 5 seconds, but we'll try to match into the beat. So for example, we know that the chorus starts here. So we will probably start the running part of our music here. Yeah. And then that means everything will need to be squashed out, to fit. Anyway, let's trim down our music. We are going to we don't need this so much music. Let's use the blade tool, which is a B. Then I'm going to just snip off here. Okay. No, that's not right. I need 30 seconds. Not that. Don't do that. So zoom up. Control minus. Where's our 30-second mark? Okay, there's this the dark line here represents a verse. So that's the chorus. Is that a chorus? Yeah, okay. The 10-second pre-chorus, followed by chorus, followed by the verse. We will then fade out a bit, maybe here, 2 bars after the verse. So I will snip here. Then I will switch back to the previous tool, which is A. Then this, delete. This one, I don't need a space. Just change duration to 0. Okay, let's listen to this. So that means I will start with the pre-chorus. Okay, there's maybe we shouldn't start the music so soon. Let's give it a 2-second fade in. So to do that, I'll just no, not this one. Did it change anything? No, don't do that. Edit, redo. Is it? Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so I didn't want to do the music, but I actually wanted to do the fade in. The fade in is, why is it so tiny? Here. No, not this. Plus. Okay, let me click the clip. You see the little handles there? Very, very tiny microscopic handles. Yeah, okay, there you go. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay, right, 2 seconds. So this will be a 2-second fade in of the music. Is it 2 seconds or two frames? Let me see. 2 frames. Okay, 2 seconds will be somewhere. It's 22. Okay, let's zoom out again. This is okay. Right now we are at 24 frames. 2 seconds is here. Okay, let's listen to this and see what it sounds like. Okay, this is all right. I mean, it doesn't crash in too much. There's a lot of talking, so we'll might mute some of the clips. What I can do right now is I can mute it here. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. So notice that we are stacking the videos here, but we are actually, everything here is hidden because we're using a split screen. The split screen will hide start 1, start 2, start 3 because split screen has got its own drop zone, right? It will render start 1, start 2, start 3. But as for the sound, it will still continue to play from start 1, even though start 1 is hiding behind our split screen. That's why I'm going to maintain the volume for start 1, then I'm going to mute all the other clips. Okay, that's talking. This is good. Now, let me see whether the ending point is correct. We want to play a bit of the verse, not too much, and it ends on a musical bar, a whole bar. So it should end at a good logical point. Okay, this is good. There's a nice rap effect because we ended at a complete musical bar. I think. Let me just confirm that. Yeah, there you go. Okay, here's the method bar. So okay, so this is the structure of video. Our video begins, well, the music starts the chorus at the 10-second mark because of this line. You see since the chorus begins at 10 seconds, it might be good for us to do the running at 10 seconds. So we need to squash some of these things in front. We will need to do some warm-up, the warm-up sequence. We'll fit it into these 10 seconds here. Okay, let's try and squeeze it. So I'm thinking maybe we keep 2 bars of the start sequence. I'm not sure if it's too short, but 5 seconds. Okay. Is 5 seconds too long? Yeah, a bit long. And besides, our viewers might have short attention span. So let me just try and squeeze it into a logical point that syncs to the music. So this is the first bar of the pre-chorus, second bar of the pre-chorus. Let's go and shrink it to, there. This will fit into the second bar of the pre-chorus. Let's zoom in. Title, we can leave it there for now because it might take a while to read the title. Just do full screen. Okay, notice that the playback was a bit jerky. To fix that, we can do a rendering. I can do a clip. Modify, render all. This will render the entire project. We can see the progress here. When we click on that, it will tell us that it's rendering. So this will make our preview a lot smoother, so you can see what's happening in the video. Right. Okay, almost done. We don't have much video, but the trouble is that we're dealing with 360-degree video, which is quite. Whoa, don't move. It's doing a reframing of our 360-degree video. Then it's stacking a 3-way stack split. This is quite computational intensive, so that's why our preview was jerky. Let's preview it again. Going to full screen mode. Beginning. is it showing like a dash lines? Strange. See, it's showing like, oh, okay. I don't know what the dash lines are. The dash lines are because of what we did. We did a view loomer, right? Remember we said that if things are too bright, it will do that the zebra thing, that animation. So if we turn it off, we shouldn't see it now. So it's just warning. It's just warning us that the title is too white, and the white is not a natural color, in video. Okay, fine. We'll leave the luma check for now. Okay, so this looks okay. We'll do some color adjustment later. Okay, this is going to be a long video to edit. I'm going to do lots of effects and all that, including speed ramping and all that. But let's just lay out the overall structure of the video. We will finish with the run. We'll finish the video with the endpoint of the run. Now, let me figure out what the endpoint is. Is it at cooldown? No, there you go. So the endpoint is somewhere here. That's where we see our runners at the endpoint. Okay, we'll take a snippet of this. No, don't do that. Yeah. How do I prevent this? Five seconds. Okay, fine. Let's just drag it in. So there'll be a Oh, this is weird. I'll just copy and paste it. Okay, good. This is a bit strange. Delete. Yeah, this snapping effect is a bit strange in Final Cut Pro, but let's do it for now. So we will end with the the ending point. So let's just drag it a bit. Don't do that. Yeah, this snap feature on Final Cut Pro, I'm not quite used to it, but let's do this for now. Can I sync it to the beat? No. Okay, this will require some work. I'm going to, okay, no. Yeah. Okay, that's the beat. And let's just finish up here. No. Okay, we'll fix this later. Let's do a bit of reframing just to make sure it looks nice. Tilt 25, field of view 150. Maybe pan a bit. Yeah, somewhere here. Okay, we'll do some adjustments later. So we will have we will have this in the start. Running will begin here. So at the chorus at the 10-second mark or near the 10-second mark, according to the beat. This will be running with a group. We're going to show the start of the run. The start of the run happens here. Okay, I'm trying to choose a section that's got more faces. So maybe this part. Let's trim it. Match it to the beat. Okay, it's going to be 5 seconds long. Okay, fine. Let's just make it 2 beats. 2 bars. Okay, good. Then we will show. We might do like a 7-way stack, to make things interesting. So that we're stacking 7 views of the runners. We might have like an intermission to make things interesting. Otherwise, everything becomes super repetitive. This part here, we'll do a warm up. Warm up here. So again, we might do a 3-way stack of the warm up. Take a middle part. It's going to be a bit rough, but let's do it for 2 musical bars. Okay, good. So this is a warm-up sequence. Let's reframe it. 25, 150. Okay. Same thing. I'm just going to copy and paste. Control C and then paste the attributes. Edit, paste attributes, paste. It's not pointing in the right place. Let's just pan it. We'll pan it to see our runners. Yeah. My head is that. Okay, so yeah, we might do a 7-way stack of this. This warm up, we'll do a maybe 3-way stack. Okay. We'll have intermission in the middle. So somewhere in the middle, we'll just do without the stacking. Let's pick a nice scenery shot. So this will be running alone. Scenery shot will be maybe a lake. Let me see, is there a lake shot? No. Okay, there's only one lake shot, which is this one. Yeah, we might use this. The lake with the coconut trees. We'll take a 5-second snippet. Yeah. Drag it into a timeline somewhere in the middle. Align it to the musical bars. And then, so we have running, we have scenery. Let's reframe this. Edit, paste attributes. Okay. Let's space it out. So this will be an intermission between our running and our ending. So what will we fill after the scenery? Not sure yet. We could fill out with more scenery, or we could fill out with more runners. I'm thinking of like doing a speed ramp down to 0, super slow motion of the runners. Might be interesting, and it might fit with our music. So maybe I'll do that for this video. Yeah. So let's just do a quick preview of the whole structure. If we go into this. Okay, good. This is overall structure. Maybe for this, we'll simulate some panning. So that we want to make it. We want to show the scenery. So we're gonna show like a pan of the lake. I'm going to do a pan of let's say from right to left. So I'm gonna start from here. And then I'm going to move it a few frames, pan it a bit more. Center. Maybe stay there for a while. Then pan it to the left. Yep. So we're going into from. Okay, something doesn't look right. We're gonna fix it. Let's zoom in a bit. So we can show the keyframes by doing a right-click, show video animation. We're just gonna make sure that our. Okay, fine. I forgot to create the keyframes. Okay, let's create a keyframe here. We will initially pan to the right 97.8. Then we will slowly pan to the center. Here, create a keyframe. Center will be here. maybe we will hold it in the center for now. So we will hold it there. We will create a keyframe here, and we will preserve the same pen. So this -35, this will be -35, so that we will hold it for a while before we continue panning. So we will hold, pan to the center hold, then pan, no, okay, then pan over to this is a bit weird. -35, -35, -50. Yeah, I don't need this keyframe. -50. Next. Remove. Okay. Okay, then we pan to the center, hold the center, then pan all the way to the left. Okay. We could also do a let's do a tilt so that we can see more scenery. Increase the field of view. Let's try. Yeah, the panning's a bit strange, but yeah, let's improve it. Maybe you can space out a bit more. I could move this. I can move this. Okay, this kind of looks good. Yep. So the rest of the video I'll do it offline. It's going to be a lot of a lot of copying, pasting, a lot of stacking. So this will have a 3-way stack of a warm up. This will have a could be a 7-way stack. Okay, to make it more interesting. The intermission we'll leave it as is. Maybe we'll fine tune the panning a bit. And the ending we might do some panning also. Okay. And in between we'll do more running. We'll do more scenery with either 3-way or 7-way stacking. Yeah. Okay, so this is how we created the we're editing the video for the Botanic Gardens run for the Singapore frontrunners. We did a lot of steps. So we started off with Insta360 Studio. We imported all the clips. Then we did an export. We exported in 2 formats. We exported with the multiple clips, so that we can edit them in Final Cut Pro, and then we exported as a single clip that we can upload to YouTube. In fact, the YouTube video should be up right now. Let me take a look. If you head over to my channel, there is a video that I uploaded called Botanic Gardens Run. Yeah. So eventually you'll see this. Right now it's still processing. It might take a few hours to process it, but after a while you should see it out live. And this is the 360-degree view that you can, if you wear your virtual reality glasses, you can actually experience the run for yourself. But that was that was how we exported Insta360 into a single clip and uploaded to YouTube. Then the second thing we did was that we did export again, and then okay, my mistake. That was the single clip, right? But but before that, we exported as multiple clips for editing as Final Cut Pro. So we did multiple clips in Final Cut Pro, then we exported as single clip for YouTube. Why do we do that? Because we had to change the settings here. When we did the original settings, LUT was not selected. The exposure was not selected. We're using the original log profile from our camera, and we exported all these as individual MP4 clips. That's because we're editing the MP4 clips in Final Cut Pro in the log profile, in the ugly format, so that we can do color correction inside Final Cut Pro. We can adjust the contrast and make things look nicer. But then when we exported this as a single clip for YouTube, we have to adjust the LUT, the lookup table, and the exposure so that it looks nicer on YouTube. Yeah. So the rest of the video, the rest of our live stream today, we went into Final Cut Pro. We imported the videos in from Final Cut Studio, from Insta360 Studio, and then we just dragged them into the timeline. We saw that we created 3 clips for our start sequence. Then we added a split screen, which is a template provided by LenoFX Reels. Then we just set the start 1, start 2, and start 3 inside the drop zone 1, 2, and 3. And finally, we created a title that and then we just changed the text in the title. Yeah. Then we kind of figure out the overall layout of the video. That's actually very dependent on the music. We did some manipulation on the music. We did some stem splitting of the in Logic Pro to split the vocals from the other tracks. We kind of tune off the vocals at the beginning of the chorus, tune out the vocals after the chorus, speed up by 10%. Then we imported into this with beat detection. That's why you see all the vertical lines. Then with the beats, now we can align the various sections of the video. We started putting in the ending part of the video. Then we started putting in the warm-up part, the running, and the intermission. And there are a lot of gaps here, but we will fill in the next couple of hours or so. Yeah. So a lot of work to do offline. I will update you again in my next video, and I'll show you what the final outcome is and the actual video that we uploaded to Instagram. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll leave the link to the new video in the video description. Thank you.